In the financial planning phase of Hawes Institute, we're going to talk a little bit about three different things. We're going to talk about budgets, we're going to talk about capitalization, and then I'm going to talk about business credit and uses of lines of credit effectively in a business. The first thing I want to talk about is budgets, and budgets are so important because budgets go hand in hand with a business plan. And a business plan basically is you sitting down and really trying to determine your entire business structure and operations. You're going to talk about who you're going to hire, what kind of rent you think you can afford to pay, what your income and expenses and cash flow is going to be for the first year. And the reason budgets are so critical is it forces you to sit down and reasonably estimate what your income and expenses are going to be during the startup phase of your business. Look, most businesses fail. Many businesses fail because they're undercapitalized. I use the expression they don't have enough runway for takeoff. Okay? If you can use that analogy for an airport. They literally don't have enough runway. They don't have enough working capital. So right about when things are turning around, right about when things are looking a lot better, your negative cash flow begins to shrink, your losses are getting smaller and smaller, you run out of money and you go under. Because now you can't raise any more money because no one wants to invest money in a sinking ship. And your ship has been sinking since day one. So you're not going to be able to get more financing. This is really critical. So having adequate capitalization and budgets, those two things go hand in hand. So budgeting, the important part about budgeting is budgeting your income and expenses. And that will help determine how much money you're going to need for your business. So think about it for a minute. If you think about budgeting, which is allocating your income and expenses and making a reasonable estimation every month for the first 12 months of what your income and expenses are, that'll tell you what your negative cash flow is. You take that negative cash flow, add it to your equipment purchases, plus some working capital, and now you get really close to coming up with the other part of your budget, and that's the capitalization. How much money do I need to capitalize my business? Do I need $100,000, $500,000, or $5 million? Whatever that number is, whatever you think the number is, I'm going to give you another clue. You work up your budget, you would determine your capitalization, make a list of all your equipment, how much inventory you're going to need. Don't forget, you're going to have to carry some receivables maybe. You take that number, and whatever it is, double it. I'm going to repeat that. You take your number you think you're going to need, and you double it. If I've worked with 1,000 businesses over the past 25 or 30 years, the number of businesses that have been overcapitalized out of 1,000 is probably less than 20. All right? So everyone has a tendency to think they're going to make more revenues at the beginning, their expenses aren't going to be as much, and they underestimate their negative cash flow. Because remember, every month while this new business is trying to get liftoff, is trying to take off and break even, you're having to feed it. Someone's got to feed it. You better have the money put aside, because once you start negative cash flowing, getting additional investors to come into that business is next to impossible. And if they do come in, they're going to end up owning the business, not you. You're going to go from owning 100% to under 50%. They're going to be controlling the shots. And then one day, guess what? When you finally turn the corner, they're going to own your business, not you. So having the right amount of capitalization, having a really good budget is extremely important. And then the last part of our discussion here on the top secret number 4, the financial planning, has to do with business credit. And the business credit is not only term loans, such as equipment purchases and lines of credits, which is for working capital loans, but it's also for loans to capitalize your business at the very start. So we've got business credit, and that credit and lines of credit are extremely important. Again, you need good financial statements, and they're going to really want to see your budget. So the time to go in for a line of credit, the time to go in for a good term loan on your equipment is when? At the end of the first year, when you're out of money and you need more cash, or at the beginning of the year, when you're finally putting your business together and getting close to opening the doors. It's at the beginning of your business cycle. Get the money up front, because you're going to have an awfully hard time getting it later on, believe me. So your budget's important, and a budget will help determine the amount of capitalization you need. That capitalization, if you don't have enough investors, are going to force you to get some type of business credit or lines of credit or working capital loans from a bank. So they all go hand in hand. I think you can see how all three of these different entities, these different structures of your business here work together. Budgets, capitalization, and your business credit or line of credit are extremely important. Thanks a lot for watching. Thanks a lot for listening today. And if we at the Haas Institute can help you with any of these areas and help guide you to making sure your capitalization is secure and give you the best chance of success, please give us a holler and or go on our website. Thank you very much.